So what a fantastic Rugby World Cup we've had. It's been a great showcase for the sport. Triumph for South Africa. Devastation for England. All the players are now back with their clubs, and the domestic league season is underway. And this is a really difficult time for coaches, because this is when they sign players, and they have to sign the right player. Traditionally, signing players is a bit of a dark art. You work maybe on hunches, reputation, lots of video analysis, and it's a difficult process. Now, as a coach, you've been watching the finest talent in the world on show over the past couple of months, and you're thinking, I really want these guys at my club. How can I get guys like this to my club? But even more than that, how can I get guys just before they become world beaters? How do I get guys when they're on the upwards part of their trajectory? Is that even possible? So my name's Fraser Ewing, and I spent 2 months with London Irish trying to answer this very question. But what even is a good rugby player? How do you define what a good rugby player is? The positions are very, very unique. They all have very different characteristics. So I sat down with the coaches and with analysts, and we went through a list of 200 different game statistics, covering every aspect of the game: carries, passes, tackles, turnovers, penalties, the lot. And we categorized them by position. So we now know what's important per position. I then developed a nearest neighbor algorithm so that you can easily find players like those guys at the World Cup. And this was great, it worked very well. But even better, I created a metric. Now, this metric allows you to compare players using one number. So this is the London Irish rating. And this incorporates all of the underlying positional statistics into one number. So now we can easily compare between players. So on the graph, we have at the top, the blue line, an established international player. Consequently, he's got a higher London Irish rating. In the middle, we have a kind of average league standard professional. Good player, but not quite world class. And he's got a slightly lower London Irish rating. Now, the orange line, this is a young up-and-comer, a potential starlet, new to the game. 3 seasons worth of data. Started off poorly, seems to be getting a bit better. So this is great for coaches to be able to kind of compare players using one number. But as I said at the start of this talk, as a coach, you really want to know, can I get the players on the upward part of their trajectory? Can I predict their future performance? So I built a model to do just that. The model uses a recurrent neural network, and it takes the positional stats that I was talking about as input. We have a model for every single position, and we've trained the model on 10 seasons worth of data and thousands of players. And the model tries to predict the London Irish rating. So how well did it do? Let's have a look at some results. So this is our Italian centre. This is a real player. It's not his picture, and I'm not going to tell you his name, but this is a real player. And he had a pretty complicated career trajectory over between 2015 and 2017. There's a bit of inconsistency there. The model manages to pick this up and accurately predict his next 2 seasons. Let's have a look at another example. So this is a Scottish winger. Again, I'm not going to name any names, and that's not what he looks like. But he was definitely on the downwards part of his career, coming to the end. The model can accurately predict this. And the model works well across all positions. Here we have the error of the model, and it is much less than the baseline. And the baseline is just an assumption that next season you'll perform the same as you have this season. The model absolutely outperforms that on every level. But what about our young starlet? How well is he going to do? And again, this is a real player. And no, I'm not going to tell you who he is, but 2 seasons worth of data, 3 seasons, 27 to 2019, and the model thinks that his upward curve is going to continue. This is a guy that we want to sign. This guy looks like he's got a promising future. So the models that I've developed for London Irish give London Irish unprecedented insight into player progression. They provide mathematical basis to justify potential signings, and ultimately they give them a competitive advantage. Using my models could be the difference between a winning team and a losing team. Thank you very much.